It's highly on video time, and this is a speculation piece as to which of the Fortune 200 companies are interested in the Carnage generator. And we have two choices. It could be in the top 100 portion of the Fortune 200 companies, or it could be in the bottom. And this time we're going to take a look at the top 100, or it could actually be both. It could be one in the top 100 and another in the bottom 200. We don't know. The public doesn't know. This is the list of companies in the top portion of the Fortune 200, and we just remove insurance companies, Berkshire Hathaway, pharmaceutical companies, soda companies, shipping companies, hardware stores, some technology, but not all of them. And we reduce the list to these guys right here and organize them. And we have different segments: communication, defense, energy, oil, and data centers. And we have another choice, and that's to use Google Trends data or something else. And I'm just going with Google Trends data again. Again, I could be wrong. And this is one of the screenshots from part 2 with trend data for HYLN. And we have Alabama, Arizona, Tennessee, Massachusetts, Texas, Washington, Connecticut, Virginia, Ohio, and Michigan. So the idea is to locate which of these companies that we whittled it down to that fall within these states. And again, there's two other states outside this list if you do variations on HYLN. In the communication segment, there's 4, and you can eliminate one, Verizon Communications. The others are in Texas, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut: AT&T, Comcast, and Charter Communications. And the defense sector, you can eliminate one of them. So you have Boeing and RTX. Energy, you can eliminate the one in Miami, Florida, and that leaves you with Energy Transfer in Dallas, Texas, Plans GP Holdings in Houston, Texas. In the oil segment, you can get rid of one of them, Chevron, and that leaves you with Texas. That leaves you with ExxonMobil, Marathon Petroleum, Phillips 66, ConocoPhillips, Valero Energy, Enterprise Product Partners. And most of those are in Texas, with the exception of Marathon, which is in Ohio. With data centers, 3 of them get scratched off, and that leaves you with Amazon in Seattle, Washington, and Microsoft in Redmond, Washington. And that narrows it down in the top portion to 7, 13. You have a choice of 15 different companies. But if you take a look at things on the map, and HYLN is located at position 1 in Cedar Park, Texas on this map, just north of Austin. And Cincinnati, Ohio, that's where the research and development place is in Ohio at position 2 on this map. Most of the customers in the oil and energy space are in Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, and there's just one of them in San Antonio, Texas. And HYLN is basically next door neighbors to where they're headquartered at. So if I were to take a guess, which again I could be wrong, I would focus more on the oil and energy space. And I know during one of Thomas Healy's presentations, he was showing with this waste gas thing, Detmar Logistics, and I said that's not real. But it when I start looking at things again, I'm like thinking about it, and what I'm kind of thinking that they're trying to do is that they're basically using Detmar as bait. They got the fishing line out and Detmar Logistics on the hook, and they're just putting it out there and see if they get any nibbles. And if you think about segment one as like a lake, and they've got like their little fishing pole in there, they're going to see which one of these bites. And apparently they're getting some nibbles. We just don't know who they are. And going along that same kind of mode of thinking, when they're with a data center route, they're taking flex node, putting it on the hook, and then putting that fishing line out there in the water and seeing if they're going to get some nibbles from these big players in the data center space. That's what I think is going on, but I could be wrong. So if we narrow it down to oil and energy, ExxonMobil, Marathon Petroleum, Phillips 66, ConocoPhillips, Valero Energy, Enterprise Product Partners, Energy Transfer, Plains GP Holdings, and most of those are in Texas with the exception of one. And if I were to take the bottom of the Fortune 200 companies and stick them together, I think this is what we're looking at here for when he says that there's Fortune 200 companies out there. I think it's this list right here. Again, I could be wrong. There could be some data center thing that just takes a nibble, but just where they're geographically positioned at, it kind of makes sense for them to focus on this oil and energy utility sector. But again, I could be wrong. It's just a guess. It's speculation. That's it for this video, and of course, thanks for watching.